5 of the coziest perfumes in my collection. I know fragrance is supposed to be a mood enhancer, a spirit lifter, a pick-me-up. It's just something that we wear when we want to put ourselves in a more favorable mood. Of course, we also wear it to get compliments, to use it as an olfactory accessory. We want to match it to the season or the occasion that we're going to be attending. But a lot of times we just want to wear a fragrance that comes across smelling warm and cozy and comforting, and it puts us in a good mood. And these are 5 fragrances that always do that for me. So I'm going to let you know what these 5 super cozy fragrances are. But before I dive into the video, I do want to mention that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content, and of course, if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up for the algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. And I just want to give a very heartfelt and sincere thank you to everybody who watches this channel and supports what I do here and what I have been doing here for the past 13 years. It really means a lot to me. So thank you. I love you from the bottom of my heart. So these are 5 fragrances that I truly can't get enough of. And some of them are going to be on the musky, soft, and subtle side of things. Some of them are going to be on the dark, gregarious, smoky, ambery side of things. But I do want to mention before I start things off, and I'm going to put this in the number 5 spot because I am clearly biased. This is a perfume that I creatively directed a few years ago, and this was made in collaboration with perfumers Julien Rascanet and Dominique Ropion. This is by Navitus Puff, and it's called Raised Spirits. Now, we had phased it out momentarily because we were working on a candle, believe it or not, and that didn't come through, but now we have re-released this fragrance, and it is a limited stock. I loved Raised Spirits. It is one of the perfumes, probably the one of which I am the most proud to creatively direct. Dominique Ropion, as a perfumer, is a powerhouse, right? He did Alien by Thierry Mugler. Julien Rascanet did Creed's Royal Oud. Both of them have done fragrances for Édition de Parfum Frédéric Malle, and they assisted in the creation of this fragrance, of which I had the privilege and the honor of being the creative director, writing the brief, throwing up the mood board, conveying to the perfumers what I wanted to smell like. This is an amazing fragrance. Pimento leaf, there's brown sugar syrup, there's caramel, there's Madagascan vanilla, there's cashmere wood in the dry down. It is so warm and sultry and cozy. I'm gonna drop the link for it down below if you wanna pick it up. I know there's been quite a number of people on the mailing list, and an email should have gone out. If it didn't, it is gonna go out soon. So I really hope you fall in love with this one. For those of you who have supported it, and it's been a few thousand in the past, thank you so much. I love you all from the bottom of my heart. And for anybody who is new to this channel that has never tried Raised Spirits by Navitus Puff, if you're looking for something very warm, sweet, cozy, ambery, a little spicy, but inevitably very sensual, this is an amazing fragrance. Raised Spirits is a toast to life. So the next fragrance I want to talk about is actually kind of an unorthodox selection. And I say that because this is a perfume that actually comes across smelling quite musky. And there's something about that second skin type of a sensual musk that leaves people in a cozy vibe, I would say. And it's interesting because a lot of people say, I love Another 13 by Le Labo, but I want something aesthetically similar to that. Would you have something that you wouldn't mind recommending? I'm a huge fan of musks, whether we're talking about Embretolide or Galaxolide, and of course, they're all vegan. There's one fragrance that I love, love, love to wear, and it is none other than Missing Person by Flur. So I actually have this size. It smells so good. I have this size, I have the travel size. I also have the body spray, which is concentrated 3 times as strong as traditional body sprays. And there's just something about Missing Person that is so amazing to me. And it's this warm second skin type of a fragrance. The longevity is there. So I get an average of 7 hours longevity. It is marketed as an eau de parfum. So my guess would be the oil concentration is somewhere in the vein of 18 to 20%. Just a hypothesis, but that is pretty much the standard. This is an amazing, warm, cozy, musky scent. And the other fragrance that I was actually alluding to before is Narciso Rodriguez Musk Noir. There's just something about the Narciso Rodriguez perfumes for women. They are incredible. I love the musks that are utilized in the base of those fragrances, but Missing Person by Fleur, what an amazing fragrance to layer with other fragrances as well. So that makes a really good primer. So the next fragrance that I want to talk about is a Lattafa perfume that I purchased about a month ago. And I purchased this one on TikTok of all places, and it was in a mystery box. So I didn't know what I was getting. I am so pleasantly surprised that I got this one. This is actually the brand's take on Grand Soir, which is such a hyper viral amber perfume. And again, there's something about amber, resins, incense, spices, and even sweet ingredients that come across smelling quite cozy. And this one is it called Secret Oud? No, Eternal Oud, excuse me. Eternal Oud by Lattafa. This is, by the way, really cool presentation. Eternal Oud, it reminds me of The Giving Tree. You know that book, The Giving Tree? This is a beautiful fragrance. And again, very strong, very long lasting, which is pretty par for the course with Lattafa perfumes. They don't manufacture any perfumes that are a slouch. All of their fragrances, at least on my skin, give me in the vein of 8 hours longevity. And then you also have some that are super strong that are like 12 plus hours. I'm not gonna go into the list. I have actually done a top 50 recently, and these are all Lattafa perfumes, by the way, and I have more, right? So there's probably like an additional 30 to what I have here. So I must have anywhere in the vein of like 80 Lattafa perfumes. My experience is that they all give you incredible longevity, but this one is quite wonderful. Again, Eternal Oud is the brand's take on Grand Soir, which a lot of people say is probably the best amber perfume on the market. Quite expensive though, that is the most significant drawback to that. I never got around to purchasing that one, and that's because several years ago, I had actually purchased Absolute Pour le Soir, and that one is a bit more of like a honeycomb beeswax type of a fragrance, and some people find it to be a little bit too animalic, and from the intel that I've gathered and what I've been told by industry professionals, it was underperforming in sales. So it's not available in the major department stores that you'll find Grand Soir at, but it is available on the .com, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, the next one I want to talk about, and this is actually one that I have been loving lately, and I don't need to wear as much as I have been wearing it. I probably have maybe 75% of my bottle left. This is one of the strongest fragrances in my collection, and that's because, oh my God, it smells so good. This is by the Dua brand, and it's called Amber and Oud. So this is basically the brand's take on Amber Oud by Kilian Paris. That fragrance got sunsetted or discontinued many, many years ago. God knows why. It's an amazing fragrance. I love it so, so much. And there was actually a gentleman that I had smelled it on many years ago, a member of the fragrance community, and I complimented him on it. I said, dude, whatever you're wearing smells incredible. And I knew I had to eventually purchase the bottle, missed my opportunity to do so. Well, here we have Amber and Oud by the Dua brand. I know it had sold out a few times. This is really popular. If they have this in stock and the price is right, especially over the weekends, which is typically when they run promotions. So if I'm publishing this on like a Tuesday, which I think I will, definitely wait, right? Pump the brakes, hold your horses, wait until the weekend to get it because they're always doing some crazy good promotions. But this is warm, it's cozy, it's ambery, it's a little incensey. And I love how the graphics of their bottles typically do an amazing job of conveying what the fragrance is going to smell like. So listen, the fragrance in the #1 spot, I love, love, love this stuff. And I said, you know, I really should put By the Fireplace by Replica, Maison Margiela, in this list. And I mentioned it before, so I wanted to diversify this list a little bit. And that one also kind of has like a spicy, smoky, ambery thing happening in there. Well, this fragrance also has a smoky vanilla palette, and it's a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. And it actually comes from a designer brand. So we have Niche, we have, well, this is also niche as well because Flur manufactures only fragrances and, you know, skincare products. So I know they're available in Sephora and major department stores, which is where I purchased most of mine, including Strawberry Letter and many others, and Tangerine Boy. But this fragrance, I would consider it niche, despite the widespread availability. Lattafa is a Middle Eastern brand. And then, of course, this is a clone house, as it were. But the perfume in the #1 spot, and if you haven't tried this one, please do yourself a favor and try this one. It is so good. This one by Gucci is called Vanilla Firenze. This one, so a perfume that I don't wear all the time. And I'm gonna be honest with you, as cozy as it is, I'm gonna wait until the fall to wear this one. Summertime is not the time to wear this one. It will choke you out. I think this is very restrictive in terms of its wear. It's not an everyday perfume, certainly not something that I would recommend as a daily driver or a Swiss Army knife type of a fragrance. However, if you're looking for some of the more daring compositions on the market, you truly can't go wrong with Vanilla Firenze. What a gorgeous fragrance. Just imagine smoke and vanilla. But it's put together so beautifully. I'm gonna guess that Alberto Morillas is the perfumer behind this one because I know he's done a lot of Gucci fragrances as of late. And I'm pretty confident, I could be totally wrong. It's probably not him. So I probably shouldn't have even mentioned his name. But whoever worked on this is a genius. This is an amazing fragrance, cozy to the max. So, hey, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're having a beautiful, beautiful day so far. I'm probably gonna end up publishing this later on in the day just because my schedule has been quite demanding as of late. But if you're looking for coziness, these are 5 options that really I wouldn't be able to live without. I really love this for layering. The Lattafa is just so darn affordable. It has such high repurchase value. And of course, thank you once again to everybody who has supported me and my fragrance endeavors over the past 13 years since I started my YouTube channel. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being here and tagging along for the journey. It really means the whole world to me. Ray Spirits by Navitus Puff is back in stock. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. If you took anything of value from today's episode, I would really appreciate it if you would consider supporting the channel by clicking subscribe, hitting the bell, and giving this video a thumbs up for the algorithm. It would really mean a lot to me. So thanks again for watching. Love you all. And we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.